Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Another story about massive quantities of XRP getting moved around. Now, this is perhaps the largest quantity of XRP headlined in one of these types of stories. And also, we may actually know what is going on here, so I might actually have something to share as where, like, the actual purpose of the moves here. It's a little bit of speculation still, but kind of reasonable. You'll see what I mean as I get into the content, get into the meat of the story here. So we're going to be running through that. Got some fun tweets from the XRP community, including Ripple's CTO, co-creator of the XRP ledger, none other than David Schwartz. And I'm going to wrap the video up with this article from dailyhodl.com, which is titled, Bitcoin Bull Mike Novogratz. China will, quote, eat our lunch if U.S. doesn't back crypto and blockchain technology. But before we get going, if you would please delicately tap that like button and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, which is primarily a clay pottery and quilting channel, but I do occasionally, just on occasion, talk about XRP and cryptocurrency, so if that sounds like it's something that'll really rev your engine, you should definitely subscribe here. Let's go ahead and hop into this first article here, which begins by stating, breathtaking amounts of XRP are sent from Bitstamp to BitGo wallets as these two crypto companies start collaborating. A short while ago, the Whale Alert Trader account registered two successional fund transfers of 200 million XRP each. Several more followed, totaling 800 million XRP. Now, if you think about it, so in total, there was once 100 billion XRP, just total. And of course, there's a little bit less than that. I'm not even counting, account keys that are lost. I'm not even talking about that, but just through a little bit of XRP burning with every single transaction. So it's technically less than 100 billion. But think about this. This is almost 1 billion, almost 1% of the entire supply is what we're talking about here. That's massive. The stunning amount of crypto was sent from Bitstamp exchange to different unknown wallets within less than half an hour. And then there's a subheading here. Bitstamp sends 800 million XRP to BitGo wallets. The Whale Alert account has recorded several blockchain transactions in a row when 800 million XRP was sent from the Bitstamp exchange to unknown wallets. And there they are indeed. They got a couple screen grabs from the Twitters up on the Webernets there. 3 transfers followed. 200 million XRP, one transaction of 50 million, and another one carried a 150 million XRP. And again, they're all shown on the screen here. You don't have to look at the screen if you're driving. Don't you all worry about it. But it is indeed there. Let me scroll down a little bit further. A comment came from the Bitstamp exchange to the discussion under the Whale Alert post. A link in it leads to a recent announcement saying that BitGo now provides security crypto storage for Bitstamp, while the latter conducts asset management. And there you can go. There's a tweet stating as much on the screen right there. The crypto community took the Bitstamp's comment warmly, which is good. Indeed. So I wanted to show you this. So here is the actual, so this is Bitstamp's website right here, and this is from October 9th, so it's not that old, but I actually was unaware of this. So it states, BitGo, a leader in digital asset financial services, will provide secure storage for the crypto assets under management at Bitstamp. We will start transferring assets to BitGo's wallet on October 10th, 2019. Our customers will not be affected by this, and you do not need to take any action. The security of our customers' funds is always our highest priority at Bitstamp. With BitGo custody, Bitstamp's assets will be secured on a 100% cold storage technology in bank-grade Class 3 vaults and protected by BitGo's $100 million in USD, $100 million insurance policy. As the world's longest-standing crypto exchange, we are committed to providing exceptional services to our customers, which includes ensuring we offer the best tech and bulletproof processes on all aspects of our platforms. Holding ourselves as well as the companies we work with to these high standards is our way to help the industry mature. Now, from my perspective, as long as wherever the cryptocurrency is held with any exchange, as long as it's insured by some sort of policy, my fear starts to go away a little bit. And as long as it's some sort of reputable insurance company. Now, I didn't bother to dig on this. I'm just saying conceptually that's something that makes sense and matters to me specifically. That said, I think it's, unless you're a trader and you really need to keep money on there, to me it just makes all the sense in the world to just put your cryptocurrency in cold storage. I happen to use a Ledger Nano S, which I got in December of 2017, so I moved on it just weeks after jumping into the world of crypto and realized it was a super duper bad idea to leave cryptocurrency on an exchange. So if you have not yet taken the initiative, just consider doing so. Pick whatever hardware wallet you want or get your paper wallet, whatever you want. But I'm just telling you, just a friendly suggestion there. I would not keep anything on an exchange, insured or not, because who wants to deal with that even if they're insured? But it's still, even so, I do feel better that there's maturation of the asset class and super duper, because you wouldn't have found a policy like that $100 million policy back in, like, let's say 2011, or I can't remember when the first Bitcoin exchange opened. I can't remember if it was 2010 or 2011, or surely it was around then, right? I don't think it was 2012, was it? I don't know, I can't remember. But just regardless, that's just my 2 cents on that. All right, take a look at this tweet, which, by the way, I put this up thanks to none other than my lovely Michelle, a.k.a. Moonbay. And it's we were shopping. We were at Sam's Club, and Michelle saw this, and then she made a comment that it looked like the Ripple logo. It's 3 small pies in a container. So she said that I should put it on Twitter. So I was like, yeah, you're right. It looks kind of like Ripple logo. So I tweeted out shopping with Moonbay, and all I see is the Ripple logo everywhere. So there you go. Credit to Moonbay for sure, right there. And so I got a couple responses. There's one from Mrs. Rippleman who tweeted out, "Can you imagine if @JoelKatz posted this photo?" Now that @JoelKatz, that is David Schwartz, Ripple CTO, co-creator of the XRP ledger. Can you imagine if Joel Katz posted this photo? The decoders would lose their minds as usual. Oh my god, XRP to $9.98 by 2/6. And you can see indeed these 3 pies. Local price, if I just zoom in right here, $9.98. And so, I'm sure somebody would be. It's a funny joke because of all the stupid bear stuff, the bearable 1, 2, 3, whatever the hell that crap was. I laughed. I chuckled at that anyway. And so somebody else wrote, Savage XRP tweeted out in response, "Please tell me you bought the pies." And I responded, "No, not these ones, but Moonbay wanted miniature pies, so we found them elsewhere." And indeed we did. Savage XRP responded, "I totally moonboyed," and then in parentheses wrote fanboyed, "seeing you answered me LMAO. As long as you got the Moonbay pie and she's happy, that's what matters." And indeed I did, and ice cream. So, and it's funny, though, that he said that. He said moonboyed and fanboyed. Minutes later, you want to know what happened? Just minutes later, I'm looking at my phone, and I you know what I saw? I'm going to have to just pull this up for you, because I was not expecting to see this. Let me scroll down right here, Just humor me. If you're not looking at the screen, it's even less interesting, but there we go. David Schwartz, talk about moonboy and fanboy. I was moonboy fanboying, whatever you want to call it. I saw David Schwartz hit like on my little Ripple pie picture tweet. I thought it was cool, so I wanted to share it with you. So yeah, I was kind of geeking out too. And I turned to Michelle, I was like, "Oh my god, Michelle! Moonbay!" David Schwartz responded to the picture he told me to take. He hit like on it. So anyway, I just thought it was cool, but let me geek out over that stuff. It's cool. All right, next here, this is from XRP community member Ken Melendez. He's the one that is writing a book about XRP. And he tweeted this out, and I just liked it, so I thought I'd share it with you. He writes, "Listen, the price point of XRP is not yet reflective of its current or future utility. The railroad is being built, and the locomotive isn't far behind. In the meantime, let's remain proactive in using our gifts to help Ripple grow the Internet of Value." And this is a very prescient point, and I would say, look, I've made this point on my own many times. In terms of the price action, XRP is pretty simply following Bitcoin. Nothing to do with the current adoption or future adoption. So it's more like if you see that in the real world XRP is beginning to get utilized, do you think that that's an indicator of potential staying power? Now, what I'm saying here is not financial advice. I'm just sharing with you my opinion, so don't buy or sell because I said that. But in my humble Joe Schmo opinion here, without a financial background, I'm just saying if I know that a digital asset has a market value, I know that businesses need it to conduct their business in a certain capacity, that leads me to have relative confidence that there's staying power. Now, I want to continue to see adoption. I certainly do. If it went the other way, that would be kind of scary. Fine. But I don't think that's going to happen because XRP is actually useful and it's being used. And so in terms of what you're seeing here now, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we could just fast forward 10 years. This is just my humble opinion. I think XRP will be worth substantially more than it is today, and I think that some of the biggest cryptocurrencies, if I just had to guess, I think that individual cryptocurrencies will have multi-trillion-dollar market caps. So we're talking about value here, the internet of value. This is big. That will not surprise me if that occurs. So I'm just sharing with you my opinion. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm right. And then there's this tweet from David Schwartz. Tweeted this out. After more than 24 hours without power, I realize I had forgotten what it's like to be really bored. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm sure if you're on the West Coast, you're probably pretty well aware of this. I'm not. I'm in the Midwest. But there are a lot of fires going on. Moonbay actually lived out in California, Southern California, for like a decade, so she was quite familiar with these types of problems. But, yeah, there's lots of fires going on, like Los Angeles area, Pacific Palisades, and so I'm wondering, I'm suspecting that's what David Schwartz was talking about here. And indeed, Michael B. must have assumed the same because he responded about fires here as well. So presumably that's what's going on there, but I don't know what I would do without power either. It's like I don't know what to do with my hands, something like that. All right, last piece for this video. Bitcoin bull Mike Novogratz. China will eat our lunch if U.S. doesn't back crypto and blockchain technology. Mike Novogratz, the CEO and chairman of Galaxy Digital, thinks China could be getting ahead of the United States in terms of embracing the crypto and fintech revolution. Now, that sounds pretty accurate to me, and at least in terms of like welcoming in cryptocurrencies to the financial infrastructure, as it were. In a new tweet, Novogratz shows a Walgreens in Las Vegas that's accepting China's Alipay. And indeed, there it is, right there. And his tweet, let me read this. This is from Mike Novogratz. A pal sent me this from Vegas. If the U.S. regulators don't allow for fintech innovation, the Chinese will eat our lunch. Xi's comments on Friday were significant. Talking about the Chinese president. Crypto and blockchain will be part of the financial and consumer infrastructure in the future. Buy the dip, and then he wrote BTC, Bitcoin. Of course, I prefer XRP, but, teach their own. The Standing Committee on the 13th National People's Congress in China announced on October 26th that a new cryptography law goes into effect on January 1st of 2020. China's National Congress says the new law will support research and development related to commercial cryptography technologies. The country is also planning to develop a comprehensive and standardized regulatory framework for its markets. The announcement came only a day after Chinese President Xi Jinping. Man, I was so close to saying it right yesterday, and now I think I forgot how I said it yesterday, so I'm probably even worse. I'm regressing. This is not good. But anyway, the Chinese president detailed how China plans to embrace blockchain technology to tackle globalization, modernization, and business inefficiencies. 2 days prior, Novogratz was a guest on CNBC's Squawk Box, where he responded to a question about China and Libra being possible threats to Bitcoin. Here's a quote. They're actually additive to Bitcoin because both what China's working on, a digital renminbi, and what Libra is, which is going to be either a digital dollar or a digital basket of currencies or some version of that, are payment systems really, or currencies where Bitcoin is gold. Gold's not a threat to the dollar, nor will Bitcoin be a threat to these payment currencies, which isn't exactly how I look at it, but I've said my piece on that so much frequently, I don't think I'm going to cite it again for this video. Anyway, Novogratz also announced Galaxy Digital is setting up a new fund to allow people easy access to Bitcoin. Here's a quote. We will have a fund in time. It's just a Bitcoin fund that takes care of custodying it, takes care of pricing it. It's got 1 week liquidity. It just allows people to invest in Bitcoin without setting up a Coinbase account, without worrying that their phone and key is going to get lost. So there you go. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!